Hey, what's happening, guys? Market's on fire today again. You all know it. Your portfolios are probably mooning right now. But I'm sure we've all got at least one dud if you are a collector of multiple altcoins. Either way, let's jump right in, guys, and see what's going on. Bitcoin up 2.75%. Raging. I haven't actually looked at the Bitcoin chart in a while. Cruising up. I had to swap some coins earlier today. I was in Bitcoin for a second, but just progressively moving upwards. We're not having any problems there so far. I don't think we're going to have some problems for a while, but I'm not putting my money on Bitcoin. You never know what's going to happen with this one. IOTA, one of the big winners today, 45% again. IOTA has been destroying it. I had my nice big old IOTA trade last week. Dang, I wish I would have thought of holding on to that a little longer. They went ahead and made that partnership with Microsoft, I think, and man, what a good trade. Look at this thing. Boom! Moonshot. Let's get in there. Up, 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 up. Almost no settling period. Would I buy right now? I can't. Let's see. $1.40 just 3 days ago, and now we're up to $4. And at some point it's going to bounce off a ceiling. I don't know when it is. By the look of the volume, though, man, who could say? It might do another pop. But I can't predict it. I'm not into that. Let's see. Monero up 35%. I mean, wow. Here's one that's got its competition again with the Z coin. Monero's just also on a moonshot. In the last 10 days, we've gone from 164 up to almost $300. Monero's hot. That, of course, is the still probably the choice for private transactions among the mainstream. Who needs that? Cardano finally settling down a little bit. Man, that thing ran last week. We're up down 6% today. That's just today, this little chunk right here. Well, at some point it had to. This thing changed its entire scope of its game last week. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they're loading up on that ADA. That's Cardano. They're loading up on that. I don't know. It's got to settle at some point. I'm not going to buy any right now, that's for sure. Moving down, Stellar Lumens 23%. I did hear a couple Stellar Lumen calls today in the groups. Not a prominent yell, not a news-related yell, just kind of a suggestion, a possible Palm Beach report call. Stellar Lumens has been flying in the stratosphere. Just a couple days, we've gone from 4 cents up to, man, 11 cents. You almost could have tripled your money on Stellar Lumens. List 13%, not bad. How do we say this? Is it monocoin or monocoin? Mona or mana? I don't really care. It's 63%. I was actually looking in the subreddit to try to find out why this one's gone up 63%. All I see is, you know, we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon, and then the moderator's saying, please stop saying we're going to the moon. There's probably some news driving it, but I just threw in the towel on that one. I got tired of reading through that stuff, but got ARK, 14%. Not a shabby chart. I mean, really, once we saw the turnaround here, once we saw this, once we're in this zone here, and in this settling zone, this is a real good time to place a buy because we see the rising lows. And we see the highs are just not correcting in a negative way. Right here was the gambling point right here. Somebody gambled and won, and then they crapped their pants and thought they lost the next day, and boom! ARK took off. Hope that was you. Let's see. Bytecoin, Vertcoin, both. Almost 15%. Starting to see Vertcoin get talked about a lot. It's getting talked about so much, I almost want to buy some just on the kind of the buzz factor. A lot of times that buzz just goes nonstop. Problem is this one and so many others they've mooned on top of their moon. It just leaves you kind of wondering what point is the turn going to happen, and do you want to be the guy on top? You never do. Let's see here. Vertasium, 41%. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to pause, check it out, come back with some news about Vertasium. Okay, I'm back. I delved into Vertasium a little bit. Some of you might be familiar with this one. I just wasn't really. I haven't heard much popping about it, so I haven't looked into it. I got to say, it's one of the stranger cryptos in that it's kind of documented by a sort of oddball, enigmatic way of expressing itself. I don't really know where to start, but I'm just going to jump in and let you soak it up if you're into this. One example is, here we go. We need it to be perfectly understood that the Vertasium token rental facility is a vehicle for conducting peer-to-peer, over-the-counter token transaction. It is not an exchange, nor an offer to buy, nor sell securities. Hearing that, it feels like maybe they're working around various loopholes so that they can call their transaction a certain type of thing instead of making it a direct sale process. I don't know if they're working on setting up things like kind of like options or some kind of unique style to do crypto transactions or any kind of transactions at all, so that it doesn't look and feel like a security. I found this. VERI is well into creating its what do you want to call that? The VERI? I don't know. Which will enable trading bots to interact with research produced by Vertasium's analysts in real time. So they're definitely targeting some kind of trading process. Why bots? Well, that usually means that they want to be a part of the process. Hold on, I'm going to stop my alarm. They want to be part of the process of not just drumming up information, but allowing actions to happen based on that information. Yet they still don't want to call themselves an exchange by this. I don't know if they have other facets that are trying to make it like an exchange. Here's another little bit. VERI filed many patent applications before anyone else in the blockchain space. They're very comprehensive and potentially very valuable. I don't know what I think about that. Patents are what they are. I don't know if they dug in and try to patent obvious ideas or if they're working with something truly unique. I don't know, because this Vertasium is not good at expressing itself. I get the feeling that they've tried to stay vague on purpose, or that the team is so pragmatically programmer-minded that they just are not reaching to hit any kind of a marketing angle description. I find that to be bothersome, honestly, because I don't think it's out of naivety. I think that it's intentional to stay vague like this. I did find a couple scoops. It looks like there was a couple YouTube influencers that really pushed Vertasium a lot, maybe in the spring. There's some crossfire about that. I don't know. I don't know the details of this. I just know what I can dig out for you guys and myself real quick like this. Honestly, if Vertasium has value as a future project, I still don't know what it is. Everything's so vague. They haven't showed us anything. When we look at the Halo platform that I was talking about in a different video, we've got so much up front that we get to see. You know, they have their ideas for the wallets and their business platform, and we're already seeing graphics for that. And Vertasium is intentionally enigmatic and evasive, it seems, in any kind of display of what it is. Is the platform out? I don't know. They don't even talk about it. I'm not trying to toss insults here. It's just that to make these videos, it's considered my job to find this kind of thing out. And it needs to be made more available because, for example, I could have given a positive review of the situation with Vertasium right now, but they haven't left me those breadcrumbs to kind of, dig out with you guys. But who knows, man? Maybe it's an awesome project. I don't know. They've had a nice run. They've definitely given themselves a little moonshot today. I'm up almost 50%. That's what inspired me to look into them more. The volume is still pretty low though. We're down in the 500,000 most of the times, and it's now doubled. I don't know. For me, Veritasium's still a pass. They don't have their marketing angle together at all. We're seeing ICOs that are just entering the arena, and they have their marketing angle just in your face already. And that's how to plan things. Okay, we got to move on now. Going on to Einsteinium, has done another 36%. Man, that news, the possible Apple relationship news, I guess this was the buzzy hype moon of the week, and I just flat ignored it. It was down here when people rumored it, but it was based off of a photo with an Apple computer. That's good and all, but it wasn't for me. It felt like a hype coin, and now look at this thing. Anyways, hope a bunch of you saw it in. I mean, honestly, if you can lick your finger in the wind and catch the vibrations in the air about hype, you can make fantastic trades, and that's what this would have been. I did not make that trade. Okay, let's go on to basic attention. 15%. Jaggy chart. I'm not into it. This was definitely that point. We were going to either crap off here or shoot up a little bit, and this nice bull market has popped it up. That's great. Kyber Network. Been keeping an eye on Kyber Network, wondering when it would have its show, but kind of delayed for so long. I didn't get in on any of these pops. They were all just spontaneous. And here we are. Finally, it's getting its action. Obviously, the market's filling back up with money again. I don't know if what we're looking at is it's just people just starting to fill the unfilled at this point. You know, this is when charts like this start to go up. You know, there might be news driving it. It might just be pure, saturation, kind of filling up the lows. People getting ready because then they're in place for when the next news comes out for one like Kyber Network. And bam, catch that ride, which would have been nice. V-Chain, smoking it, 35%. Z-Coin, another 20%. One of my faves. That chart's just, I mean, I wouldn't have bought there, but here we are again, another 20%. Some of you patient long-term holders, I guess you show up in these high brackets, but that's pretty satisfying, but it is what it is. And towards the end, we got R-Chain at 75%, Navcoin at 33%, and we're almost to 100. Substratum. Let's just cut it at Substratum because I'm going to talk about Substratum a little bit. Substratum has been facing monumental size buy walls or sell walls. We're talking like $500,000 shares. There's been people in groups very helpful in showing this to everybody. Somebody right here just sitting with $500,000 sell wall. Can't pass that price. Can't pass that price. It's been like that for a week. And well, now we're boxed in at a giant buy wall and a giant sell wall. And finally, they just started devouring that sell wall, and they ate through all $500,000 of it. And we got our little baby moonshot again. And looking to see in Substratum hit another plateau most likely. I really doubt we're going to see it pop down here quite yet. We might see a little of this action up here, but that's only an estimate, and we don't know how it's actually going to play out. Before I jump onto the others, I'm going to jump to my chart. I'm going to pause it just a second. Okay, I'm back, and here's my little chart. These are the coins that I recommended going through 2 weeks ago, and I made a couple trades off of them, and then I got parked on both GVT and Raiden a little too high, and that was my own doing. These coins were very early in their ICO stage, and I knew that this was a high risk. I already made good trades on these on the way up, and I tried to get one more trade in there. Anyways, I would normally not hang on to something at that stage. We'll look at the chart. It's that ICO ramp into this kind of phase here. Well, decided to be patient because I had a chunk I bought up here thinking we might get one more little shot, and it didn't happen. And so I went, saw some pain here, and then when it got down literally here or here, I went ahead and said, you know what? GVT's got a future. I don't think it's going to be an ICO that's going to tank and roll flat for 3-4 months. So I bought a whole nother chunk there, and that's kind of balanced me out. So now when the price sits about here, I break even. So once GVT, if it can get up to 8 again, I'll be very much in the money. But right now, I'm still chilling. I thought about getting out of it and getting back in at a better point, but it is what it is. I feel just kind of like sitting on the fence on this one, and I can't make either choice. I do dislike that feeling, but that's where I am with it. But here I am. I'm up 3% now. It's a laggard, and I know it looks kind of dumb compared to a lot of moons that I could be riding today, but I stuck it in with them. I feel like if I give them another week or two, we're going to see its action and maybe a new plateau. Because here's the thing is I really would like to see one of these fine ICOs, the ones that you really kind of believe in, and I want to see them do this sometimes. You know, I already know that they're going to do this, most of them. You know, 80% of them are going to dump, but between Genesis Vision and Raiden Network, I believe that those two might have action similar to this, maybe lower, maybe higher. But I'm not afraid to show you my Raiden chart. Raiden, up 0.46%. We're in a zone here. I made the same mistake with Raiden as I did with Genesis, is I made so many good trades up along the way. When it got here, I kind of thought we'd get one of those, just those little, one of those. Just looking for one of those. Half the charts on Coin Market Cap right now have those going on, and I thought we were going to catch that. And the reason why is Raiden just released their main net. Huge news for an ICO to already have their show together that fast. Well, dang it, the main net did not pop. It did not pop. As far as trades go, it was flat out ignored. Raiden didn't go up. In fact, they went down. So the last 4 days, I'm going back and forth. Should I just ditch my Raiden? Should I just ditch it? It's stuck at negative 30%. I think it was stuck at negative 20 for a while. I'm just sitting here scratching my head. I'm like, Raiden's not out. Raiden's fast. We're dealing with the slowdown of the Ethereum network and the Bitcoin network in comparison to the new technologies that are going to take hold. Raiden's all about speed. Universa's about speed. I'm in Universa. I don't think Raiden's out of the show, but what we need is marketable news. Apparently the mainnet wasn't going to be enough. One of the issues is that we've got a lot of these platforms, protocols, and you know, these things that can be developed upon. We've got a lot of them coming out now. Maybe the protocol style ICO has just been flooded just a little bit, and Raiden's coming up short. Either way, as far as my record goes, that's one of my worst trades, buying Raiden too late. It is what it is. One coin, though, that I did recommend all through last week, actually two of them, Sonam and Aeon. Well, Sonam's finally made its move. And I'll show you Sonam. If we zoom in a little bit, you can see from the far away that action. Well, I believed in Sonam because of the relationship to Aeon. Fog supercomputer. We're looking at the future of crypto here. We're going to start seeing cryptos that want to drive massive amounts of information, not just little itty-bitty transactions. So, Sonam's getting its due finally, and kapow, I mooned it, baby. I finally mooned Sonam at 45%. I'm up, which is pretty nice next to my 25% sub. And still lagging a little bit, 7.23%. And one of the problems, I say the only reason Aeon has not gone up more is because of the limited amount of exchanges it's on. I had to go to Ether Delta to get Aeon. And I actually had to learn to use Ether Delta because I've been avoiding it because Ether Delta is kind of a pain in the butt. But once you get it down, it's not really that hard. I just had never needed to pursue anything on Ether Delta because usually I try to hit the developmental stage where it's already proven for market. Well, AON's in that early zone, and I wanted to catch this one early. AON's starting to make its move. I think you should keep an eye on AON. AON's already made 2 major relationships, one with Sonam and one with 2 other companies. I don't remember what they are, but AON is the type of crypto that's going to have relationships with other cryptos because that's specifically what it is. Just as a refresher, AON is multi-tiered crypto. You know, it's the future of crypto most likely. Anyways, just showing off the good and the bad of my portfolio. I ended up dropping Decision Token. I think I broke even on that one. That UN news. I bought for the UN news. It was delayed for a week or 2, which disappointed me. And by the time the news finally hit, well, the rumor of the news already ran its course. And the real news hit. It went up. It basically put me back into the green. I had to cut it loose. Nothing against Decision Token. I think it's awesome. I think there'll be more news ahead. It's just that I need green on my portfolio. We all do. It's okay. Anyways, that's it for the corn market cap. Hope your portfolio is doing even better than mine. I know a couple of you have some 200% gains here and there from a couple amazing days on these. I sure hope so. Anyways, happy trading to you guys. We'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.